31st, 2025, and I am on yet another solo snowboarding trip. I believe that this trip is my second longest solo snowboarding trip that I've planned. I'll get back home, I think February 18th, I believe is the date. So it's a little bit longer. I actually planned this trip a few seasons ago, but I couldn't really justify for myself heading south to do the southern portion of the Rocky Mountain ski areas when the last few seasons winters have kind of been crappy and like the mountains weren't open at all, or there was no snow, or there was like 10% open, and I'm like, this isn't gonna be worth it for me. So I held off on the trip until this year when I think it's just enough coverage for me to actually get these done. So I'm headed to Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico to do all 15 ski areas in those states. I've never done any ski areas in those 3 states, but I'll get them all done and then I'll head back home. And luckily with this trip, I actually get to relax a little bit. I get to slow down with the way I've planned it. I don't have to hike 4 mountains in one day. I'll do a little bit of hiking here and there, especially Elk Ridge and like Elko and little mountains like that. But overall, I'm gonna get to hang out at these places. I'm really excited about that. Vegas, I think, for a day. And I'm excited to hang out at Truth and Consequences and hang out at the hot springs there and stuff before heading back. And I'm this close to maybe trying to stop at the Great Sand Dune National Park, I think it is, or Great Sand Dune Park in Colorado on my way back, and see if I can hike over to one of the sand dunes and snowboard down that. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. It's just a secondary plan in the back of my mind. I thought about a couple hours ago, but so today's drive from home to Elko is 11 hours, and I have about an hour and a half left till I'm there. We'll see if I can't get to the place and hike it. There's no updates on their Facebook of if they're opening it. They have not yet this season, but I'm gonna do what I can to mark it off because I've been to Elko twice, and each time you can't even get there because the roads are so blown in and they have not opened. So I'm really just hoping for the best at this point because 3rd time's the charm, right? Like, please, dude. Ugh. So annoying driving past and never getting to do it. It's freaking annoying. Morning, it's February 1st and I stayed in my truck in Elko overnight and then just drove up the 15 minutes to the Snowbowl here, putting on my snowboard boots to hike up the very poor condition mountain. Poor thing. But I expected it. So I'll hike up the snowboard what I can. It's going to be real patchy. Check it out. It's also kind of raining. It's about 35 degrees out. But I got to do what I can, so wish me luck. I'm a little bit more than halfway up, I'd say. You can see the top. Jet's way down there, right around in there. Luckily, it looks like they came up here at some point and cat-tracked this run. You can see it's mostly white up till about yay, where I'm gonna have to do some dodging for sure. It's a little bit wet, you can tell by my hair. Man, I hate hiking. This one's 700 vertical feet, so it's not that bad. Dude, I hate hiking. Travis, you know. But overall, it's better than I expected because they tracked it down some at some point. Sorry, a snowflake. I didn't gear up completely because I knew it would be a quick hike. I think I'm about 15 minutes in, and I'm like 3 minutes from the top there, maybe 5. But yeah, I'm a slow hiker. But once I get to my truck, I will strip the top gear here and air it out to dry on my 7-hour drive. So I'll be set then, and my coffees are waiting. So I gotta get back to my coffee. Oh, you can barely see it, but that's the top right there. And then there's just ground. So I'm gonna strap in here. It's a little crunchy, but it's not too bad. Now's the tricky part. Gotta dodge all this shit. Elko Snowbowl, ladies and gentlemen. You know you're in Nevada when there's just random jackasses crossing the street. Good morning. I'm waking up right now in the desert, as you can see. It's a really pretty sunrise so far. The little desert trees, excuse the drawing on the window that my niece did. Anyway, I gotta clean that off. It looks like some sort of horror face, so. So yesterday I drove the 7.5 hours south towards Vegas, but about an hour away from Vegas is a ski area called Lee Canyon. So I parked about 15 miles away and just slept here in the desert for my first time. So weird. I'm just gonna get up, get ready, brush my teeth, redo my makeup, get new clothes on, and go snowboard for the day. So weird, dude. I'm here at Lee Canyon having a beer since it's not dry January anymore. I'm working on my goggle pan. It's very bright out here. There's one run open, precisely one run, but it's alright. It's 80 degrees. It's gotta be 80 degrees sitting right here. Save me. I'm leaving Lee Canyon Resort in Nevada here, and for some reason there's a GMC Denali dually in front of me going very slow, but it's okay because it's 66 degrees outside for some reason. When I got done snowboarding and I first got in my truck, it was 80 some degrees, but it's cooled down to 66 as I've gotten moving. But like, holy crap, it's like summertime in Montana. I wasn't supposed to see this 66 degree weather, let alone 85 when I first got in my pickup, for months in Montana, so it's kind of interesting. It's just desert everywhere I look, everywhere I drive is just freaking desert and sand and cacti. Anyway, it's an hour drive to Las Vegas. I'll be staying the next couple nights at the MGM. Hopefully I get to go into a pool and not get sunburned with my alabaster skin. So, wish me luck. I'm on floor 24, room 229. This is my room. It's pretty nice. Not the strip, but hey. there's like endless fields of solar panels and power. It's insane.
All right.
Alright, so there's dirt, man-made snow, can't go in the trees, and yet they have 3 big jumps. Look, more grass. Red Lodge, you have no excuse. None. So I left Las Vegas this morning and drove about 4 hours to Arizona Snowbowl. Conditions are okay, it's mostly patchy. There's definitely several runs open, a lot of lifts open, which is nice, but spring skiing and looking at home, there's a foot of snow and it's okay. I'm getting mountains done, but yeah. Here is Mount Lemmon ski area. Nowhere online did they say that they were closed or had no snow. In fact, 6 days ago they posted that they had 6 inches, so what the frick. I parked up there. It's really shitty. I snowboarded what I could. But yeah, I'm gonna walk back up to the road and walk back to my truck and get the heck out of Dodge because no uphill travel is allowed and there's 24-hour surveillance, so I gotta get out of here. But yeah, there was no chance in hell that I'm not snowboarding at Mount Lemmon after driving this far south, this many hours out of the way for this ski hill. Staying the night in Tucson, like, it was scary. Yeah, I had to snowboard, so I didn't care about the rules. It's not my fault that they were closed after they said they'd be open, so they're open for me. All right, bye. I gotta get out of here. Goodbye, Mount Lemmon. See you never again. It's kind of scary. Why is it so big? Huh. It's kind of squishy a little bit. Ugh. There's Tucson down there. And there's so many of them. Like, what the heck? This one, no lie, is like gotta be 20 feet tall. I'm not kidding, that's freaking gigantic. Why are they so big? Why are they so big? Why are they so tall? I thought they were like as tall as me, and what?
Really?
When you're on vacation in a hot springs town, but you're too hot to get into the hot springs again because the water is 107 degrees and it's like 70 degrees outside, and so you just gotta take a break because it's just too hot. It's like ridiculous. But check out the views. It's not all bad. I'll just take a break right here. There's Jet. There's my shadow. It's pretty early in the morning. And no, this is not snow. Good morning. It's February 8th. It's a Saturday, and I'm done with Truth or Consequences and hanging out there at the hot springs and soaking and relaxing. And I'm continuing on my New Mexico ski areas of Cloudcroft and Apache today. But this bartender at the Truth or Consequences brewery, Lee, shout out to Lee, he told me about a national park on the way to Cloudcroft, so naturally I had to stop, and I'm so glad I did because check it out. This is the White Sands National Park, and it's just a bunch of white sand. It's pretty spectacular, honestly. Like, I'm not even by the big dunes. I won't have that much time, but I wanted to try to get some sunrise stuff, so here I be. How tall it is. It's crazy how tall that is. Look, it's just my footprints. I left the White Sands Park about an hour ago and drove to ski Cloudcroft, and I knew it would all be closed. It's better than what Mount Lemmon was, but the base area, the beginner area is open, as well as the tubing hill. I'm ready to go. I got here and I parked and I walked up the stairs to that ticket office there, and I got to the window, and the worker, her name is Jessica. Shout out to Jessica, she's a badass. I kind of explained my situation. I'm like, I'm boarding all the New Mexico mountains. I'm only here for a couple runs. And she goes, I got you, and gave me a ticket for free. I would have paid because there's no uphill travel, and I mean, I got to get it off my list, but people like that restore my faith in humanity in the ski industry. Then she must have told this guy named Michael, who owns this place with his brother. A little bit breezy, sorry, but I got the ticket and then I went into the shop and I was getting a patch and stickers. The patch, they said they found in a storage closet, and it's a vintage one from the 70s, so that was pretty sweet. So he comes and finds me and he's like, hey, are you the person boarding all the mountains? And I'm like, I am. And then we chatted for like 5 or 10 minutes about Red Lodge, which he's been to and stuff. Just really cool guy, really, really friendly people. Again, restoring faith in humanity within the ski industry, so I'm gonna go do a few runs here. Not hard to do. I am on the gondola. I do not have my gear with me because they don't have the top of the mountain open, unfortunately. Just a few lifts down below. This might be one of the tallest spots versus the rest of the mountain up there. But I'm here, I'm riding, I'm gonna mark this off my list. It's gonna be great, and then I will continue on. I'm glad that I did not spend a whole day here because I would have been bored. Also, almost nobody speaks English around here. Okay, everybody speaks English after you talk to them in English first. Everybody's speaking Spanish or maybe a Native American language, but I've heard a million C's and por favors, and so I'm thinking Spanish more than likely. But I don't know what anybody is saying. Nothing wrong with it. It's just a different, I guess, a little bit of a culture shock I wouldn't have thought would be here, but whatever. It's okay. But I did decide to go ahead and take the gondola to the top because I want to see the top, and when in Rome, right? When in Rome.
ya se subió una vez a la avenida, pues ya está. Yo creo que se va a subir un poquito de
Another good morning. It is February 8th. It's a Sunday and I'm at Parajito in New Mexico. I had to learn how to say that. A couple days ago I swapped things around on my schedule in order to come here today, which is a Sunday, and they're only open from Thursday through Sunday. And so instead of coming here on Thursday like I had planned, I came here today. I swapped things around in order to make it home a couple days early because I missed my puppy. I know. But the conditions are pretty good. It was a little icy this morning, but overall, several runs open, several lifts. It warmed up throughout the day and it got better. Still no tree skiing, but I expected that. Overall, really good. Cowabunga. Another good morning. I woke up and got ready to buy my lift ticket for today at Sandia Peak here. And just my luck, the website said that the ski hill is temporarily closed due to conditions, which I'd say is a pretty just call, honestly. So I still drove a couple hours up here because I didn't drive 2,000 miles to not hit all the ski areas, so here I am. The place is 1,700 vertical feet, which I'm not hiking at all because there's no snow. But I'll hike what I can, snowboard what I can. Really, really crappy conditions. It's gonna be hard to board, honestly. And then head down. All right, tally ho. Ugh. Sandia Peak, guys. I do have to admit that's probably some of the worst conditions I've ever snowboarded in my life, so I'm sorry. They were open not too long ago. They're supposed to be open daily, but here we are. Well, at least I've snowboarded at Sandia Peak now, so 171. So I got done with Sandia Park and then I drove a little more than an hour to Ski Santa Fe. And I'm gonna board the afternoon here and it looks good. It's the best so far. Most of the hill is open, there's a lot of people here. It's a fast lift, so I'm excited about that. My knees are starting to feel it though, so wish me luck. I still have the bigger resorts left in this trip, even though it's like 3 or 4 of them, but here I be. Looks good, right? Right? Compared to what I've just done. But yeah, I'm about to unload here and clouds are weird. Check this out. Like, what are you, dude? I'm only whatever, I'm old, I know, but I have my trip, my itinerary on paper, because I'm old, calendar style. It's all my, whatever. I was supposed to be home the 18th, but I've already rearranged things around to make it home on the 15th, so 3 days early, but I actually might swap stuff around because of this morning to make it home another day early. We shall see. It looks like we got ourselves a good old Ford sandwich. Sandwich between 2 Dodges here. Black pickup parade for the win! Everywhere I go, I always try to get like, I love ramen noodles. So I try all my ski trips. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I always try to get good ramen, a bowl of good ramen. Sorry. And I lost my train of thought. This is me. I always search for the grungiest places to get a beer. So dive bars for sure. Dive bars are the best. That's where like the locals hang out, except I don't know that I'll fit in here because I don't speak Espanol. Speako Espanol. I told you I had a knack for finding the grungiest bars. Good morning, it's the 11th and I'm up here at Sipapu for the first half of the day. There's a really good lift ticket price for the area that's open. I'm not disappointed at all. And this place also does the resort credit, so like a bunch of places in Arizona and New Mexico, you buy the lift ticket and they give you $10 to spend at the resort however you want. So I've been spending mine at all the places I go to on like stickers, so typical, but it's kind of like a really cool way to just give back and make it worth it. I don't know how to put it, but it's really cool. But I'll spend the first half of the day up here and then I'm gonna drive like the hour and a half to Red River and spend the second half of the day there. So the trees are so cool up here. I made it up to Red River and it's snowing. Look at that. Woohoo! The town here kind of reminds me of Telluride a little bit, where the bases of the different lifts are kind of scattered along the edge of the town, which is pretty cool. I unknowingly parked on the baby side up the hill a little ways. So if at the end of the day when 4 o'clock rolls around and I'm at the base and I can't make it back up to board down to the right parking lot, I'll have to just walk up a little bit, but that's okay. I do intend to stay over here for the rest of the afternoon. I'm happy. Hopefully it is snowing a lot up at Taos and Angel Fire, because those are the last 2 I have left, and I will be spending the next 2 days at them, so hopefully they're getting a bunch of snow just for me. I always get, like, the snow gods always bless me on my trips or something, because it freaking snows every single trip I go on. Even though this trip took a little bit longer, it's happening. I stuck it out. My patience is paying off this time, so I'm on the longest chair on my way to the top, and I pulled out the map to kind of look at the runs and kind of map out what I want to do here. And looking at the map, I was pretty impressed with the names of the chairs, mostly because I used to work in a mine, and my dad has all my life, and my husband does, my brothers do, and it's just pretty cool. Check it out. So here's the map, and the one I'm on right now is the platinum chair, which is sick because that's what we used to mine. Then we have a copper chair, emerald, which I guess you can mine those, but then we have the silver, and we have a gold chair and little blue, which whatever, but it's pretty cool. If I remember right, at Telluride as well, there's a lift that goes over a river too. I think it's Telluride. It's kind of in the depths of my memory, so hopefully I'm not completely wrong. Am I wrong? I don't know.
Said your son had knee surgery, and the doctor said you could.
Got 10 degrees. Yeah, it's a little chilly. what happens when you meet a couple dudes and then they make you hike up to the top of the mountain. That's what happens. But there's a lift on top of Chain and said, and it's closed. So we came around this way and we hiked up. And they said that that's the highest point in New Mexico. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm done boarding at Taos, and it was a really good day. Nice and warm, relatively not windy. It was really good. Little lack of snow, a little more than half open, but I boarded a bunch. It was really good. I heard from a bunch of people that yesterday at Taos was really windy, and it was at Angel Fire yesterday when I was there, but I'm glad that I swapped the days around where I spent yesterday at Angel Fire, because I would have rather have spent a windy day at Angel Fire than at Taos, so I'm glad I swapped them around. With as much as a Taos lift ticket is, I'm glad that it wasn't windy on top of how much it cost. So, but I'm done. I'm done with Taos, done with New Mexico, done with Arizona, done with Nevada. I'm done with those 3 states. Another 14 mountains to my list, making the grand total currently at 176. 4,000 miles, 70 hours of driving, just a long trip. Really good time though. I really had to make myself slow down and relax on this trip. There was a couple days in between there where I had nothing to do while waiting with my schedule to work out for the next place to open up or whatever, and it took a bit to actually force myself to slow down. But all worth it in the end. I'll have to double check, but after this trip here, I believe that all of my United States Rocky Mountain ski areas are done. Excluding Yellowstone Club, because I'm not a millionaire, and despite a decade of me trying to figure out how to get in cahoots with a millionaire to let me do a run at Yellowstone Club. That's all I want. I haven't been successful in that, and it's a club, and I'm not rich, and so technically it's not really accessible to the general public, so it's not a ski area that I can really consider. Same with Alta and Deer Valley. They're skier only, no snowboarders, so technically it's not accessible to me as a snowboarder. So the private club and those 2, excluding those 3, I'm done with United States ski areas in the Rocky Mountains. A little bit of a side note, although Alta and Deer Valley don't allow snowboarders on their ski hill, I do hear that Salt Lake City area is going to open yet another ski area in 2025-26, and if that's true, I'll have to look into it, whatever it's called. I'll have to go back down, visit it, hit it up, snowboard it, but I'll bring my skis and then I'll actually do Alta and Deer Valley so I can count those mountains. Because in order to get those 2 done, I will adhere to their stupid little stingy little skier only rule. So stupid, but I'll do it. Not that this was like my main goal, but it was kind of a milestone per se. So now that this is done, I need to go back up to Canada, north of Banff to Marmot Basin and do that one. And then I got to double check if the silver something north of Marmot Basin is actually in the Rocky Mountains or not. I got to double check. If those are, then I'll need to go there. And then the Canadian and United States Rocky Mountains are done. after that, I would need to do the 6 left in British Columbia, the few in Alaska, the few in Yukon, and then South California, and then the entire western half of North America is done. I'm more close to that than not, so in my mind, as much work as it's going to take, in my mind it's achievable, so wish me luck on my future planning and endeavors. But thank you so much for watching my journey. If you have, I appreciate it. Like I said, it's kind of just an online journal for myself, but I also don't mind if you guys tag along, so thank you guys for watching. Until next time, take care. Have a good season.